Twice a Week podcast, episode 10.5. Okay, I'm gonna put this back. I just spit all over the place.
I just
So
threw my mic on the ground to not speak into you.
So this is Mason's microphone from now on. This is what he will be asking questions from.
Backstage pass.
Dude, that's gonna be a thing. Like,
Yeah, I kind of like
the
this
guy
setup.
behind the camera is constantly auto-tuned.
It's like
And the only way you know is
like-
if you know.
it's like this perfect, like, omniscient being behind the scenes. That's like perfect key.
He's like, I don't know what it is about this guy, but he is always on.
yeah.
He's just always on.
Man, oh, dude, speaking of auto-tune, this wasn't even written down, but I watched this. I forgot what the name of the show was. I watched something about auto-tune on Netflix like 2 nights ago, and apparently the first
This is pop.
yes, this is pop. So I was watching it, and like when auto-tune was created by this really smart guy his job was to observe geological sonar, kind of. So they would make these loud explosions, and then he had microphones set up that would like receive like the sonar from it, and he would analyze the audio data to know what was in the ground. So he ended up he could code, and so he made auto-tune, and then it was an industry secret for a long time. No one knew it existed because they would use it like a little bit. So like, you know how like they have the speed on auto-tune, you can turn it way up or way down. So like T-Pain turns it all the way up, so it's like
Right.
It corrects immediately. And I found out the first person to use auto-tune like the way it's not supposed to be used, which is like, or wasn't supposed to be used like, or as previously intended, or when he made it, was Cher. She like used it on one of her popular songs, and like the industry got so mad at her. They're like, "What are you doing? Like, you're blowing our cover." But Cher of all people was the first one.
Wow,
Isn't that interesting?
that's good to know.
And then
Thank you for that, Pooley.
the guy that made, he's really rich now too. He's
Yeah,
pretty sure he gets like
bet.
a little
A
percentage.
royalty from every single song.
Yeah, that exists ever. I don't know if it's
so cool.
I don't know. Yeah, he either gets a royalty or he just gets a percentage from like any software that includes auto-tune. Yeah, it's cool. I just would never have guessed.
Wow.
Never would have guessed Cher.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
and then oh man, she did it, and then for years and years and years, no one did it anymore. No one used it like turned all the way up like that until T-Pain came along and started doing it. And then everyone talked crap about T-Pain until he did his Tiny Desk concert, and then everyone shut up because he's amazing without anything on his voice.
So pissed
Mhm.
that everyone thought
Yeah.
that he couldn't actually sing in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And that was apparently that was a really big deal for him, like doing that Tiny Desk concert, because he was like, you guys got to figure, like, it's packed in there, like there's a lot of people watching, and that was the first time he had ever done a live performance without auto-tune. So he was really, really scared. And if you watch it, he doesn't look up at once. He looks at the ground the entire
Yeah,
time
he does look down.
because he was terrified. He was like, "What if I sound bad?" And then he sounded like that.
He was kind of like, usually if someone's not outwardly super nervous about something, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
Like, usually when it's internal, like sometimes like going from, like I probably do it on here sometimes, like going in my pockets and then coming out. That's a
Mhm.
huge thing you see with like comedians on stage.
Yeah.
The in and out pocket thing is
Mhm.
insane. But his little tick was, he's like, I don't know, man. I get between every song, he's like, this is kind of weird. And he's like looking at everyone. He's like, you guys are really close to me.
Yeah. I don't know what to
And
do.
then he would just go in and kill it. with the
Yeah.
next song.
That's so funny.
I love those. Tiny Desk concerts. So I can't pull up the notes on my my Mac is glitching.
Hope you got a good memory.
Talking about China too much. So I got
you
a
got?
nice phone. Is what I got.
I know you've got
We're
a plethora of stuff for me. I know.
Yeah, so we're here. We're at episode 10.5, as we promised.
It's like Kill Bill.
It's like Kill Bill. We had audio go out in episode 10, and we figured we just would be doing a disservice if we didn't kind of brush back up on some things from that episode.
Yeah, we got real white privilege going last episode about Aunt Jemima, so we decided to educate ourselves on it and form a new opinion.
Yeah. So the reason why the Aunt Jemima thing is kind of like the wokeness came at it and said maybe this isn't a great thing.
Yeah.
It's because she was what's her name? Nancy Green.
Nancy Green was her real name.
Nancy Green created the Aunt Jemima mix.
Okay.
And yeah.
Was Nancy Green an African?
I believe so.
Was she African American?
Yes. And born into slavery.
Oh.
Hence why it's kind of fucked. So.
What about like I think what would be like the big question is her family still getting money, or are they getting money from that? You know, like her descendants, like is it?
Hopefully, because I don't think the recipe's gonna change.
Yeah, I mean that would be the biggest question.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that answer to that question is probably pretty closely guarded. So, yeah, Nancy Green, huh?
Nancy Green.
I played football. The kid named Bobby Green. Maybe they're related.
Was he of African descent?
Mm-hmm. Really good at football.
Okay. Oh my God, crazy shit happened today. I've bitched about this. Like I don't really watch college sports.
Yeah.
But how like it's so fucked up how they don't get paid anything.
It is. It's really messed up.
It's insane.
Yeah,
so
the
there was
money that comes in through that.
a legislation passed today.
Really?
That college athletes can monetize their names.
Whoa. Good.
How fucking awesome is that?
That's really awesome.
There's about to be some rich ass 20-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, they deserve it. They're out there risking their.
I mean, when you look at the amount of money that the sport is bringing to the school, I mean, billions in some cases.
It's insane.
And they get nothing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess now,
I think they should get salary too, but
yeah,
it's a step in the right direction.
I guess now, what does that mean? Like they're going to be able to, like Nike can come to a college athlete now and be like, do this ad for us, and we're going to pay you. We're not going to pay your team or your school.
Believe that a huge thing, I think, is merch.
Okay, so if they sell,
colleges were selling their college teams shirts with that person's name on it and keeping all the money. So now that person gets the money.
Oh,
that's a thing. That's what I'm 100% sure on.
Okay.
Hopefully they're open for.
I mean, yeah, they should get the money. I mean, they should get at least a big portion of the money because they're selling their name. That's how everything else works.
And not just like commercials and stuff. Hopefully they can get an additional sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
Besides what the team already has,
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know you're gonna make it into the NFL or the NBA. So here's a little extra check to help you get there.
True.
Very cool stuff.
Very cool
that
stuff.
was today, July 1st. It went into.
I haven't even
into
read
action.
anything about that. That's pretty cool. I'm curious to see what that does to college sports now, though. Like if it's gonna change anything majorly. I'm sure it will. Dude, do you know who Nick Saban is, right?
Yes.
Did you know that whenever he's doing his recruiting, so like if he's recruiting a high school student that plays in like rural Mississippi, he flies to their practice on a helicopter and he lands on the field at the high school in a helicopter. And then he walks up to the student and he goes up and he says, "Come here, son, let me talk to you." Isn't that insane? I heard that and I was like,
yeah.
Could you imagine being in high school?
Oh my God. I would be sad to hear if he didn't do something really cool like that because that man's salary is bonkers.
Yeah. But he's also, I mean, he's the best college football coach that's ever lived.
Maybe the best coach ever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's very cool. I mean, you would shit your fucking pants. Like, oh, what's that? That helicopter. The helicopter's coming to our school, and then it's like for you.
Yeah.
You're just like,
it's like, of course I'm going to play for Alabama.
Yeah, like what?
These guys sent me an email over here at Mississippi State when Alabama landed a helicopter in front of my girlfriend over here cheerleading, and they came up to me. Yeah, I'm going to go play for Alabama. He knows what he's doing.
He's a genius in so many ways.
It's super cool. Man, I did not expect this podcast to go to Nick Saban. Oh, here we are. All right, so
The least football guys ever.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I almost never watch football.
That's why I'm not like spitting out any facts or anything.
So, if y'all are wondering whichever camera we're at over here,
That's your baby there, baby.
that's my baby.
Yeah. I know it's hard to get used to. I just keep looking.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
but yeah, I figured Jace was wearing the Jace suit, so I'm gonna wear the space suit.
So terrible.
That's what I was talking about earlier. That's good, dude.
Okay.
I think that's better than the meteorologist joke.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. So I was walking out the house today, and I was like, man, it's funny how like a podcast is really based off of like the details of one's life, and if interesting things don't happen to that person that is hosting the podcast, you pretty much just have to look up shit. Yeah. And or have things, Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's really cool when it's like you come in here, you press record on everything, and it's like something happened today.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna talk about it. And maybe it'll be the focus point of the entire episode. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
It's just very cool. And I said that to you as I was leaving, and I wish I wouldn't have said it. So when I was 8 years old, I was living in Portland, and our dog got out. I guess we had it over at my aunt's place or something. The door was left open, and he was gone, and we went looking for him. Yeah. Ended up in this area with some brush and everything, and to go look over a fence to the other street to see if he was over there walking. It was pitch black outside, but he's a white Bichon Frise dog, so easy to spot. I stepped onto a wasp's nest. A wasp's nest. That's hard to say.
A wasp's nest.
A wasp's nest. And out came the fireworks.
Oh, okay.
Out came the mother load.
Oh, no.
They were in an underground tunnel situation, and I disturbed the nest. And they came out, and I got multiple stings. Ooh. So I'm not allergic to anything at all. Yeah. Anything. No food, no medication, nothing, no animal. I had an anaphylactic reaction because of the amount of venom in my body.
Jeez.
So
you were 8, you said?
Yeah, I was 8. My mom strips me naked, and there was like dirt all around me, and just grabs dirt and was just throwing it everywhere, and it helped a lot.
Wait, what is the dirt? Is the dirt prevent them from stinging you?
So that was just like her mother ER nurse brain going, this is like this has to help more than just like swatting. So she just grabbed a bunch of dirt and was just rubbing me with dirt. Yeah. And it worked pretty well. Yeah. So we get back. She had a Jeep Wrangler. She runs me back to the Jeep, puts me in the back seat, wraps me in a blanket, and is maxing this bitch out on the highway. Like we're doing 95 in a Jeep Wrangler. So it's fucking, it wasn't lifted, but still.
It's shaky.
Turns out, I thought I was tripping balls, but there was a fucking wasp that followed me into the car and stung me while I was in the car, having a reaction. So we had to pull over on the highway, get out, wait for the thing to get out of the fucking car, and then get back in and go to the hospital. Yeah. I get to the hospital, and it's this doctor. I don't know if I should say his name if he wants me to say it. But he saved my life with the
reverse HIPAA.
With the shot. Yeah, reverse HIPAA. Yeah. He saved my freaking life. Hit me with, I don't know exactly.
Epinephrine?
Epinephrine or something. Anyways, that shit was crazy. Probably the closest I've come to dying, really, with how everything has gone. So I walk out the house today, and I tell you, hopefully something interesting happens.
Oh, I remember.
The podcast will be good.
And I know something happened.
So I get to my mom's house, and I'm taking a bunch of shit from her guest bedroom into the garage, just back and forth. Yeah. I open the door, and a wasp flies down. And I'm sorry. Let me start with this. I thought 2 years ago what my mom said was because of the amount of venom that was in my body and that reaction that I had, if I just get one sting now, that I'm pretty much dead. That's what I thought that she said.
Yeah.
And I just was like, oh, okay, like I can't be around wasps.
Better look
like,
out for wasps.
Right. Yeah. So this is my thought.
Yeah.
One comes down. I'm like, fuck, like drop everything that I have and shut the door.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to finish this. Like finish doing what I'm doing fast. So I grab a washcloth, I open the door, and I 6 o'clock hammer fist it with a washcloth, and it falls, and I'm like, fuck you, bitch. Like, you can't, like, let's go. Like,
yeah.
You can't fuck with me. You can't kill me. It gets up and comes in. I shut the door. It hits the window, and I'm like, okay, fuck this, dude. Like I can't go this way
life
anymore.
or death, yeah.
It goes away finally. I give it like 10 minutes. I go back outside that front door again. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. And it comes down and it was fucking waiting for me.
Yeah.
Like those things hunt. I swear to God. I sprint to the back door of her condo, okay? And I'm like, there's no way it's gonna come in here. It is just eye level shooting for between my eyes. I am at the back sliding glass door and it's locked. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die in this house right now. I get it open just in the nick of time, shoot out the back and slam it, and it is on the glass, stinging the glass as it is like wants to murder me, dude. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen. And after 5 minutes of me like being stuck outside, like I couldn't go inside. My mom was on the phone upstairs, having no idea that I'm in the middle of a slasher film. Finally, there just happened to be another dirty washcloth outside on the deck. And I grabbed it and cracked the door. And at the very last second, I perfectly got him finally.
Heck yeah! So you were hunted today by a wasp.
Yeah, I was fully hunted by wasps today.
And then you found out later that
it's completely okay if I get stung.
You're probably more immune now after your...
Well, that would make far more sense.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
Maybe all of that happened just so that I could learn that I don't have to be as scared anymore as I once was.
Yeah. Maybe the the fear you were feeling was unprecedented.
Dude, I haven't been that scared in a really long time.
Really? You thought you were going to die.
I was really worked up today.
Yeah, you came home and you're like, I felt like I was in a movie.
Yeah, it did.
That's so funny.
Just being this wasp inside of a safe place.
Yeah.
And he's hunting me at eye level.
I mean, it's the same thing as like someone like with a fake gun that you don't know is fake running around chasing you with it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. That's crazy.
God, and I'm so happy to be here. And just like breathing well.
Yeah.
You know, and just...
Maybe that it just made you appreciative of being alive.
Life's good, dude.
Life is good.
Okay, so we had mentioned Seaspiracy.
Oh, yes. I have not gotten an opportunity to watch it yet, but I know you've watched it.
So, I gave out some...
Let's give a recap real quick of the net situation. Like all the situation on that show.
So what I was trying to talk about, that's actually the one fact that I didn't gather to backpedal on. I know I'm just so wrong in what I'm saying. But I needed to say what I said to show the gravity of the situation. So it was about halibut fishing specifically, but with nets. So we talked about like the Great Pacific Garbage Patch or whatever, kind of. I don't know if we specifically mentioned that, but we're talking about how it's mostly fishing nets.
Yeah,
right. So it's 46% of that garbage patch is fishing nets.
Huh.
Can you believe it?
90% of the world's large fish population has been annihilated. Allegedly.
That's it. Really though?
But yeah.
90%.
That's what they say.
Okay, so eradicated meaning, does that mean 90% of the world's large fish are dead, or does that mean that 90% of the species are extinct?
Dead.
So okay. I mean, both.
Came in here.
I don't know.
Fucked with my spot.
We need to give your mic stand some
Mason.
Viagra.
I promise it wasn't me. That's gonna sound so good. That's gonna sound so good.
I don't know why, but I was expecting your voice to come out to be auto-tuned. Oh my gosh. It's okay, Mason.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I like holding it so much more. I don't know why.
While we're going,
Yes.
so I was telling you how the nets that they use to drag are enormous, right?
Oh, yeah.
3.9 billion 3.9 billion acres of seafloor are deforested every year from those nets, allegedly.
Okay, so the nets are obviously the problem, right?
The nets are a double whammy of issues.
The nets are garbage.
Maybe a triple.
Whether we're talking about fishing or basketball.
Wait, no, way way more than a double whammy. Oh my god. Okay. 250,000 sea turtles are captured or killed in those nets every year. 250,000 allegedly.
Well, then what do we do about that? Like, that needs to be addressed and figured out.
I think
What's being done about that?
We need to start a net shrinkage petition.
To shrink the nets, or should we change the composition of the nets so that they break down over time? Maybe
What? Yeah, hemp nets.
hemp nets.
Then you just be eating them high-fish all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so 250,000 sea turtles, 300,000 dolphins, porpoises, or whales are killed in fishing nets every year as well.
300,000
300,000
a year.
Yes.
I mean, that's something that has got to be. If something's not already being done about those nets now, then like that's kind of absurd, right?
Yeah. Yes. It's insane.
Something has to be being done. If it's not, internet, do something.
So,
we can't do anything.
You know about the sea shepherd?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So they're like them boys, you know?
What are they?
Like they're the only ones. Like they're the ones chasing.
Those the whale guys?
Yeah, the whale guys.
Yeah.
whale wars.
So, but yeah, I don't think they're going after the net guys. Is the only problem.
They're just going
We
after.
need another sea shepherd.
Dude, we should
Going
just,
after the net guys.
what if we just buy a couple shitty jet skis? Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah, that'll do.
What if we buy a couple shitty wave
Thank you.
runners?
Thank you. I almost fucking.
You were about to
I
punch
almost
me in the
quit.
face.
I almost quit the show.
I saw it coming. Why is that a southern thing? Jet skis.
It is a fucking southern.
It is. No, you're right. You are right. Because I've noticed it too now that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Wave runners are. If you live in Florida,
Let's fucking clear
wave
the air.
runners are actually what you call jet skis. Jet skis are what you call the little mini things that they do backflips on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way to put it. Anyways, yeah, I mean,
Oh
that's
my
really
god.
fucked up.
So the 300,000 dolphins, porpoises, or whales, also 30,000 sharks per hour.
How much net is in the water? I bet, like, if it's that many, I bet half the ocean by now is fucking net. It's probably raised. I guarantee you there's so much net in the water that it's raised the fucking. I bet it's raised the sea level by at least a fraction of a centimeter. I bet. That's so much net.
Dude, just the thought of that, you saying nut every time you said nut was just, I couldn't stop.
Sorry.
I couldn't say, no, you didn't say nut. I was playing tricks on myself.
True. Honestly, though, if you think about this, think about how expensive, like, how much does that cost these fishermen? Like, almost as if we should ask the question, what is the net worth of those nets that are in the fucking ocean? For real, though, how much money have they wasted cutting those nets?
What is the net worth? What is it worth?
Yeah, like you're losing.
Not that many lives. That's
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, you're losing that much animal life, and then you're also having to buy new nets. It seems like every fucking fishing trip. So it's like,
it seems every time they go out, they come in fucking empty-handed.
So we need to either, one, make the nets biodegradable after like a year, or two, figure out how to fucking not lose your nets. Quit being shitty fishermen.
Dude, honestly, though, I mean, the biodegradable thing definitely needs to happen, but I feel like that garbage patch that's the size of a fucking continent.
It's got to be cleaned up.
It's disgusting and probably killing a lot of animals, but not as many as the fucking floor draggers. Like the scoops.
Just killing.
The scoops are definitely gnarlier.
Mm-hmm.
But the patch is fucked.
But
the scoops are bad. So do we go for the scoops or the patch?
Okay. Very valid question. My rebuttal would be, is the patch going to eventually sink if we don't get to it? Because if that's the case, you know what I mean? Then we need to get to the patch first. Because then it's just going to be like, if we're getting the scoopers, then the floaters are going to fall to scoop. Fall to scoop status.
Get to the patch!
Get to the patch! Dude, yeah. What if we just try to change the culture a little bit? And so if you own a boat and you go fishing out in the open ocean, it's just like, we should make it some kind of cultural incentive to bring at least a net back with you after you go on your fishing trip. You bring a net back that you find.
Because statistics say you will see.
Oh, you're gonna see a fucking net.
Yeah, you'll see a fucking net.
Yeah.
Another thing, bro, is these were actually outlawed. But you know how cobias like to hang under stuff? You can usually like cast on, like by a natural patch of like, seaweed or whatever. So what these fishermen do is they'll throw out a super long line with this. It's like a floating covered area pretty much. It's just like a square of shade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also super fucked. I've seen a lot of those washed up on Pico End of our beach.
What are they?
So it's creating like also mahi-mahi. Like they'll hang out in patches of sargassum.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like creating an artificial sargassum
Mm-hmm.
that they troll with. And so like a cobia will come by and then get under it and then they cast on their artificial thing that they're towing.
Yeah.
And then when they get their fish for the day, they fucking just cut that shit.
Yeah. Huh.
So, much smaller than the nets that fit, 37 Air Force Ones in them.
Yeah.
But still really fucked.
Mm-hmm. Huh. But, did you know, did you tell me about Ron DeSantis being a huge environmentalist? Is that you? He is.
Yeah,
did you know that?
I did not say that is why I'm laughing.
He is. He's an environmentalist. Like
awesome.
He's very about that, which I didn't know because I like Ron DeSantis as a politician, but him finding that out about him is like, I mean, why
Just
is
sprinkles on top?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, damn, he's a pretty good politician. Look at Florida. Fuck you, California. Fuck you, New York, for talking shit about Florida. Fuck you, Cuomo. What's his name? Cuomo. Yeah, fuck you. And then fuck
QMOF.
Yeah. God. Brother is an anchor on CNN. Tell me that ain't a fucking conflict of interest.
Amen,
Okay.
brother.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
I'm sorry. I'm done.
No one likes him. Yeah. His own family.
But yeah, DeSantis he's a pretty solid environmentalist. Maybe he'll do something about the fish nets. DeSantis, I'll put out a video talking good about you if you promise to do something about fish nets when you get elected as president in 2024.
Yeah, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
And you know what's gonna happen?
What?
A lot of people that were so-called lefties are gonna vote for him.
Well, yeah, I mean he's pretty reasonable about what the stuff that he does.
It just seems like I think people that are good, rational thinkers on the left have been in their position and haven't changed, but the left is changing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that they want to like become a righty. It's just like, oh man, talking to people on the right isn't that bad because they listen. They don't leave the room as soon as you have an opinion that differs.
Yeah. Here's the thing that confuses me.
Like, how is the conservative party less conservative? Now?
Exactly.
It's insane.
It's weird. That's what I was exactly what I was about to say. I was like, it's weird to me how like when someone's on the left, they're known as a liberal, right? And like, but if you think about the word liberal, it means like liberty, like freedom to kind of just do what you want, and like it's anti-authoritarianism. But it's like, do you guys realize that that's what's happening in New York and California? It's the government coming in and telling you you can't operate your business, you can't go outside, you have to wear this thing on your face. Like, I understand the reasoning behind it and I understand all that, but you can't you can't let the government have that much power to tell you have to do it. That's the whole thing, and that's what liberalism is originally supposed to be, but it's become the exact opposite. It's almost like things have flip-flopped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really strange. It's interesting. I'm glad to be like alive in this time to witness it, but it's
for sure.
It's
right?
strange. Yeah.
It's just a lot of people I feel like blindly trust the government, but what people don't realize is the government, just like doctors, just like lawyers, just like police officers, we're all people.
Yeah.
We're just people. Just because you're an authority figure doesn't mean that you know what's correct and that you're always going to make the right decision. That is not the case.
Yeah.
And when people give too much power to them by just automatically bowing down, yes sir, I'll do exactly what you say because you're my government.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous, and that can turn into something bad.
Yep. You turn it into China.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
I wanted my laptop to start working, and just now it's not. So
It's okay.
yeah, dude, but that's a big thing. Like, it's good to question things.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be it doesn't mean it's an attack because you're, you know, it's good to try to make like the inflection of your voice to where it's not an attack. That helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, calm down and then ask. But
yeah. I mean, you can insult someone to their face, but if you have the right tone of voice, they're going to think you're complimenting them.
Exactly.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But
And people don't sit back and realize that. Like, oh, I can
just
like,
listen.
oh, like it's not working out for me. Like, I'm not seeing any change with this person or whatever. It's like maybe you're just so mad at them that every time you talk to them, you're yelling and belittling them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not see eye to eye with them? Because you probably both want the same thing in life, to be happy, find someone, and have enough money to do what you want, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what every fucking person wants.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I forgot who told me this. It may have been getting a phone call. I think it may have been Charlie Schuler. I could be wrong, but it may have been him. But one of the most valuable skills you can have as a human being is being able to listen to a differing idea than yours and being able to entertain that idea without accepting it. You know what I mean? It's okay, like
don't be a sponge, but
yeah, no,
have
it's
open
completely okay. Like, I mean, I'll sit down with anyone and I'll listen to what they have to say, and I'll even entertain it. Like, they're telling me, and I'll be engaged, and I'm listening, and I'm asking questions about it because I want to learn about it. That doesn't mean I'm accepting it, but it means I'm entertaining the idea and I'm listening. You know what I mean? That's like one of the most valuable skills you can have as a person, is being able to entertain other ideas without accepting it. And then who knows, maybe, I mean, it's a win-win, because maybe they're going to say one little thing that you're going to accept, and then it's going to build you as a person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then also you're allowing that person to talk about what they actually believe, and so they're having to put it in words, so they may end up changing their perspective a little bit because you're kind of forcing them to put it into words what they believe. It's a win-win.
Yeah, their biggest stance that they have on something might be something that they have closeted their entire life. So when they say it out loud, it might change their own perspective on it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like, oh, you know what? Thanks for listening, because now I.
Well, yeah, and like what you were saying, you can get something, even if it's just one thing, from this 2-hour conversation that you have with someone, and that could be worth a lot to you.
Yeah.
And also, like, not everything that someone says is them as a person, right? There's plenty of terrible people that have murdered and all this stuff, but have also given back to society, you know, like in a weird way, or like did well in their profession, or so yeah. I mean, there's always something you can pull away, and if nothing from that person, you grew as a person because you let them talk. Yeah, you did your part. And so you know that you're doing right.
And then also, if you sit there and listen to them, they're going to respect you a little bit more because you allowed them to express themselves to you. And then you then have an opportunity to come back at them and correct them a little bit, because now they have a baseline respect for you for listening to them. So you can then rebuttal and say, I hear what you're saying, and that's great. You know, however, this is how I see it. And then now they're going to listen to you because they have a respect for you.
Right.
They're like, this guy just sat here and listened to me. Now, you know, I'm going to listen to him. And then maybe you will have something to give to them.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's just a very valuable skill everyone should try to work towards, is being able to entertain an idea that's completely opposite from what they believe. Just listen and entertain it and let the other person speak, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to accept it.
And be calm.
Mm-hmm.
Being calm is so big.
I agree, yeah. And I mean, at the worst, if you are calm and you don't agree with anything they're saying, at the worst, you're just going to be very entertained for a little bit. You know, you're like, this guy's fucking... Yeah, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this guy's fucking crazy. This is hilarious.
Right.
You know? So, yeah. What a good episode.
Yeah, that was good, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Jake tried to call me.
Okay. Wait, I feel like I had one more thing.
Yeah, I didn't talk about anything I had written down.
I don't have another thing.
What did I have written? I had written down John McAfee and effective sleep habits. What was the two things I had written down?
Dude, it's so funny. Like, I never really think that this has a definite way it's gonna go. But it's like, this is
a good one.
Not what I ever would have thought.
I did not think it was gonna go this way.
It's funny.
It was a good one though. Effective sleep habits though, real quick. If you're trying to increase,
we're still good, baby.
If you're trying to fix your sleeping habits, I found out today, just real quick, bedtimes are not very effective, but waking up times are 100% more effective. So set a time that you wake up every morning instead of setting a time that you go to bed, because it's easier to wake up tired than it is to go to bed with energy. Go to bed with energy. Yeah. That's kind of cool. That might help somebody.
That's definitely since I'm an expert on it, I'll tell you that that's fact. And but I will say for the gains, it's 8 hours or nothing.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's almost 9 or 10 if you're if you're on the Omni-Man program.
Yeah. And if you need a fucking Delta 8 that shit to get down for the night,
Delta,
then you do it.
You do it. Okay. Well, heck, man, that was a good one, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Mason,
you didn't have anything else that you wanted to do?
I mean, John McAfee, but he was like kind of an asshole. It doesn't matter. All right, so here's what
I don't know who he is, so it'll be fun for me to learn.
You ever heard of McAfee antivirus that was on every Windows computer ever made? So he wrote the code for that. However, he was batshit crazy. So he wrote the code for that, became a billionaire, moved to Belize. He had like 10 like wild dogs living with him. He's like he murdered some guy, and then like he fucked prostitutes openly, like on camera. Like he was an insane guy. But like 4 years ago, he got a tattoo.
Fucked prostitutes openly on camera?
Yeah, he had a video podcast like this, and he would have prostitutes, and like they would like go down like under his desk and like come up like, yeah, stuff like he was crazy. But he got a tattoo like 4 years ago. What? Yeah, and he made his own cryptocurrency called Whacked, and he got it tattooed. I'm not making it up, dude. This is real shit. And he got it tattooed right here. It was a $sign, and it said Whacked. And the reason he made that cryptocurrency was because he was like, listen, like, the U.S. government is coming after me because I haven't paid income taxes in 10 years. And I think income taxes I think it's theft. So he refused to pay taxes. And he was like, I'm guaranteeing you, since I made this cryptocurrency to decentralize the monetary system, the government's going to try to kill me. And I think a week ago, he killed himself in a Spanish prison. Mm-hmm.
Trying to Wesley snipe him.
Yeah, I mean he was insane. Like he was a hardcore libertarian. Like just do whatever you want. But I mean, yeah, he killed himself after he came out and said, "I will never kill myself." Like the government is trying to whack me. He said that like a couple years ago. And then,
oh, so whack was not masturbation.
No, but I mean, it probably was a little bit in his mind, knowing him.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I knew him personally. I don't know if you knew that or not. I will never kill myself, by the way.
What
was that? You might kill yourself, Pulley. I don't know. You're pretty crazy.
No, I was saying for me.
Oh,
yeah.
True.
No, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not within the next 10 years, for sure.
As long as our dislikes on YouTube don't outweigh.
Yeah. As long as I'm still mobile and, like, can like care for myself.
Just kidding. These are all jokes except when we're being serious.
Yeah.
All right.
Except for when we get the check from the government for talking good about them.
Yeah. I feel good. You feel good?
I feel good.
You want to take us out?
Thank you guys for watching.
Don't forget, subscribe.
Hey, you guys, thanks for watching. We're just two buds here talking about what we're thinking about. So
don't let me keep on.
So just please like and subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send us a DM encouraging us because that's probably the most important thing you could do to know that you're listening. But yeah, we're Twice a Week.
Let's have a chat, baby.